story in Mthatha. The international humanitarian organization Oxfam, this is Oxfam South Africa, they're calling on the government to fast-track the relief efforts in the flood-hit Eastern Cape. The organization is on the ground assisting many of the victims. Now, to paint a picture of the situation on the ground, we're joined by Nkateko Chauke. He is the interim executive at Oxfam. In fact, I think it is a lady I'm talking to. Nkateko, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. Can you tell us about what you have observed, let's say, starting from Tuesday up until now? What have you been helping with? Let's start there.
Great. Thanks, Polly, for having me today. We have come to find a devastating situation for communities here. We've been on the ground in community shelters where people are being kept there with not much support. And so what we have done was to partner with our organizations. We have partner organizations that we work with in the Eastern Cape called Farmers Network South Africa and Ubuntu Restoration, whom we've come together to really deploy non-food items that include mattresses, blankets, and dignity kits as well for families who are in destitution. What is the most concerning from my side, Polly, is the fact that government came into one of the sites that we had been operating in Dikolini. And what they did in the night is they took communities and they transported them to a lodge where government was supporting with accommodation. Upon arriving at the lodge, the communities were taken back or sent back because payments had not been facilitated on time. Community that we are responding to bring some necessary food items as well as cooked meals to, and that's where we are headed to, which is the town hall here in Mthatha, where they were left since yesterday, no blankets, no mattresses to sleep on, just on cold floors. And so I really want us as a nation to confront this narrative that there is help. We've been now through the communities, we've engaged the women, we've walked through their houses. Communities in Dikolini centers are told to actually vacate the center and go back to their homes. We've gone there. People cannot live in such turmoil, truly.
No, that's heartless, Nkateko. And I think I listened to your colleague a little earlier today talking on this channel, and they were frustrated that the people that are being moved around, it would seem that their possessions, whether it be blankets or mattresses, those are being taken away from them. Who is confiscating these? Because this is what would have been donated to them by organizations such as yours.
Absolutely. So what we've been doing is to engage communities. We've been trying to listen in on some of their struggles. What we're also hearing here and observing as well is also the struggle with local leadership. So from the councillors to the committees that are set up in local communities, is the request is for any organization coming in to donate any items, they are asked to keep them in rooms, stow them away. They will be distributed to communities. We have essentially said we are not going to do that. We are engaging with communities and beneficiaries directly. Everybody will take their items and go with them to the shelters without them being stored in storage facilities. We've seen also footage in other centers where items that have been donated are actually being kept and locked away instead of being given to communities. And that's the devastating part of it, when you see that the very same structures that are set up to support communities are essentially letting them down.
Final question to you, and it's very upsetting, the picture you're painting now, because on Friday, when the president visited the area, in particular the Dikolini area, you would have seen that shelter. It was decked out with government services. You had a mobile clinic on the side, a soup kitchen. These services were there. But earlier today, Oxfam saying, where are government services? Can you make yourselves visible to the communities? And that is what really frustrates people and makes people really angry towards government, to say, you will pretend that you're providing these services when in actual fact you're merely doing this for, I suppose, the eyes of the president. Once he's gone, those services go with him, it would seem. Is that what you are seeing right now?
Polly, it's absolutely heartbreaking. We were at the center for almost the entire day, and there is nothing there. There's no healthcare services. There is Umama who came in wanting help, women reporting that they haven't had their insulin dosages, they haven't had adequate and nutritious food to eat, yet the health services has walked out the door. And so it's really a call to action from our side when we see the levels of destitution on the ground, that private sector as well should be stepping up and supporting organizations where there is no direct provision of services. We have pledged and are working with others to ensure that we're providing communities with the very much needed kits and support that they require. However, we also can't do this alone, and we really do need the cooperation of the government. Just coming in and stepping out for PR is absolutely heartbreaking. The local government elections are coming up next week, and it's the very same people who are being let down today, as we have seen throughout this week as well, who are supposed to stand at the polls and actually vote for our government. So essentially, we need to focus on popular education. Our role as Oxfam and commitment is to really build the capacity of communities to be first-line responders to crises like this, as well as work with others, including the private sector, to mobilize the kind of support for immediate relief as the communities need it.
Nkateko, Chauke, thank you very much for your time. Interim executive at Oxfam South Africa. It is very upsetting, the story that she is painting. She is on the ground, and I doubt very much that she would be making up stories. To what benefit to Oxfam would she be doing that? It's really upsetting that government is treating people in this way.